All right, so I'm very late with this review, but I am at the bling cap. So today we're going to spend some bling. We're going to get Odin Cordelius and see if it's actually worth buying or not. Let's get into it. All right, so as usual, we're going to kick things off with the appearance of the skin. Now, as expected, this is a Nordic mythology skin, so Odin's going to look very Nordic here. He's got leather armor, he's got horns on his helmet, all that stuff that you expect out of Nordic skins. All right, so Cordelius is going to be rocking a black hood with a big blue rune on the top, and like I said, there's going to be horns coming out the side of it. One horn's got a wrap, the other one's got a gold ring on it. I think this is all very nice looking things. Obviously, like I said, the horns are very Nordic, plus it's got the Nordic rune, so that's very cool. And if you notice, there's actually a raven perched on one of the horns. That is actually lore related. Odin is known to be a controller of ravens. It's how he watches over all the realms. Moving on to the next significant piece of this skin, that's going to be Cordelius's face. Now, Odin is actually known for only having one eye. He gave up one of those eyes to gain an immense amount of knowledge, and that is reflected here in the skin. That's why Cordelius only has one eye. The other one is very piercing. It's a pink color, and it looks really cool in my opinion. Plus, I really love gold accents on skins, so I really like that they gave him like a gold mask to cover up his face. Like I stated earlier, Cordelius is wearing leather armor. You can see that on his chest, gloves, and boots. And then he's got like a red undercoat on his sleeves and legs. It actually adds a nice accent to the brown on the chest and hands. I really like that, so I do think that looks really good there. Also, he's got a gold bracer on his left hand. I think that looks really cool. Again, I'm a big fan of gold accents on skin. He's also got a blue feathery cape with what looks to be his own face on the back. I'm not a huge fan of the face on the back, but I do like the blue feathery cape. I think it works really well with the rest of the colors of the skin. If it didn't have that face, I'd be a huge fan, but it's not the worst thing in the world, so I'll give it a pass. And then the final bit of lore they added into the skin, Odin is actually known for wielding a spear when he goes into battle, and they gave Cordelius a spear instead of a gun here. I really like that. They could have just made him throw out magic too, because Odin is technically a god of magic, but they gave him the spear, and I think that's great. The spearhead is actually silver, and then it's got a gold body with some wrappings around the top and the middle of the shaft. It looks great in my opinion. It's even got a red rune on the bottom to add a little bit more red accents to the skin. Like I said, the spear looks good. Overall, I'm a big fan of the appearance of the skin. I think all the colors match really great. There's a little bit of black, there's a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, there's a lot of gold, and there's some brown. All these colors mesh really well, and I don't think any one color overpowers anything else, and I think the palette is very nice. On top of that, there's also a lot of lore tidbits. Like I said, he's got the raven on his head, so he can watch over the realms with his raven. He's missing his eye, so that shows you that he has the immense amount of knowledge, and they even gave him his signature spear. Yes, I'm a fan of mythology. I really like this skin. They hit all the little lore tidbits, and it looks great on top of that, so I really like this skin so far. All right, so moving on to win and loss animations. For Cordelius's winning animation, he's going to turn around very slowly, then his eye is going to glow, and it's going to pierce right through you. If you notice there's some electricity coming off of his spear, he's going to slam his spear down onto the ground. There's going to be a giant bolt of lightning that hits right in front of him, and then his raven lands right on top of his helmet, and he just stands there menacingly. And for Cordelius's losing animation, he's literally just going to sit there sadly while the raven pecks at his head. Overall, the animations for the skin are very good. I really like the winning animation. It's very intimidating, and it fits Odin to a T, in my opinion. And honestly, the losing animation would be really good if it had some kind of build-up. As of right now, it just hard cuts right into the animation, and I'm not a fan of that ever, no matter what the skin is. So while I do like the losing animation, because there's no build-up to it, I'm going to say it's just okay. But like I said, I really like the winning animation. That's great, and we all like winning animations way better anyway. So I'm going to say that the animations are just good for this skin. All right, moving on to effects. Now, because this is just a mythic skin, there's no sound effect changes, and there's actually no mistakes with the sound, so all your sounds are going to work perfectly fine. All right, for Cordelius' main attack, instead of shooting out mushrooms, he's going to shoot out feather-looking things. They might be magic bolts, not 100% sure, but they look like feathers to me at full speed. At the end of his range, they're going to explode and then fall to the ground. And for Cordelius' super, instead of shooting out a mushroom, he's going to shoot out a raven. When the raven hits you, you get pulled into the shadow realm, and there's no changes to it at all. So I'm not going to lie, I think the effects on the skin are a little lackluster. As far as the main attack, I do like what they did with the actual bolts, but since there's like no feathers or anything laying on the ground after they explode, it's kind of just whatever. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I do like when like attacks leave effects on the ground. It is one of the things I do look for. And for the super, I think it's okay to change it to a raven. I do like that change, and I understand why they wouldn't make any changes to the shadow realm. Honestly, if they had just updated his mushroom kingdom star power into being runes instead of mushrooms, I would like the super a lot more, but as of right now, it's just an effect change on the super, and it just makes it into a raven, and it doesn't do anything else than that, so I can't say that the animations for this are superb or anything. All right, so now is the part of the video where I talk about whether you should buy this skin, whether that's for bling or gems. Let's talk about it. All right, so remember, as I said many times in not only this video, but my past videos where I reviewed any skin that was based on mythology, I am a big fan of mythology. I really like it. It's one of my like big nerd things. So whenever they drop a mythology-based skin, I'm going to like it. I'm going to be biased right away. That in mind, let's talk about the appearance of this skin. So I really like the appearance of the skin, not only just like the fact that it's a mythology-based skin, but the colors of the skin look really good. There's black on this skin, there's red on this skin, there's brown on this skin, and there's a bunch of gold accents all the way throughout. And like I said, nothing really overpowers anything else when you're looking at it, so I really like the palette overall. And on top of that, they got Odin's big 3 bits of lore shoved in there. Like I said, he's got the raven perched on his head like at all times, so that's really good. He's also missing his eye. That's like a major thing about Odin. He gave up his eye to learn a lot of stuff about the realms and all that. And they changed his weapon into a spear, and like I said, Odin's main weapon when he's depicted going to war is a spear that never misses, so that's a nice little bit of lore that they gave into the skin. I really like the appearance of the skin, but I cannot say the same about the effects. I think the effects on the skin are probably the weakest of any effects I've seen in a while. Not that the effects are necessarily horrible or anything like that, but they just don't do enough for me to actually sink my teeth into and enjoy. Like I said, I think that the main attack, if the feathers actually lingered on the ground, that would be way better. I think it would look really cool if they did that. And then as far as the super, I don't expect them to like reskin the entire Shadow Realm, because that would be like above and beyond what you expect out of an epic skin, but there's like not very many details added to it other than the fact that they changed the main projectile into a raven from a mushroom. Like I said, if they had just taken that like one extra step where they changed his Mushroom Kingdom star power into actual runes instead of them staying as mushrooms to be on theme with the skin, I think that would have been way better, and that would have like kind of like met the criteria of what I'm looking for. But instead, there's like literally nothing. You just get the raven projectile and that's it. So I'm not a fan of the effects, and I'm kind of somewhere in the middle on the actual animations. The winning animation is great. I really like it. It's very on theme for Odin himself. It's very intimidating, and it makes you like scared of this like malevolent being that is supposed to be Odin. And honestly, I would really like the losing animation if there was any kind of build up to it, but unfortunately it just hard clips right into the losing animation where the crow is picking at his head. There's no like him dropping his spear or falling or anything like that. It's just the crow picking at his head. And that's more than some skins like Mechagodzilla Nita. I critique that for having a terrible losing animation. And this is better, like I said, it's better, but because it hard clips into it, I don't love it. It's just okay. So my final thoughts are it's a very good skin. The appearance is great. The animations are somewhere in the middle, and the effects are kind of bad. But overall, I think it is definitely worth picking up if you're into this type of thing. I'm not upset that I had to buy it and do this review at all. And actually, it's probably my favorite Cordelius skin that's out. I think it's definitely better than his Spore Mine skin or his Raider skin. I think this is probably the best Cordelius skin in my opinion, even though it does drop the ball in a couple of places. And I know I'm really late on this skin review, and a lot of people already have it. So if you're one of those people and you're just watching this for fun, let me know what you think about the skin. Let me know if you're happy that you picked it up, or if you are running a different Cordelius skin. And if you're one of the people that actually needed this video to actually help you decide whether you're buying it or not, let me know what you think about the skin as well. Let me know if you're gonna buy it, or if I change your mind about it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this one. If you like my rambling, make sure you leave a like on the video, and if you're new, consider dropping a sub as well. But that's gonna do it for it today. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.